Girlhood. Girlhood to me can mean so many things.
Girlhood is just being happy, being young, being a kid.
To me, it means like being a teenager, rebelling with my friends and like sneaking out.
I think a lot of it has to do with coming into your femininity or lack of femininity.
A lot of people say like gender is a performance, and I think if that's true, like people can choose to perform which gender however they want.
Expressing myself as feminine has been difficult for me all the way through my life. I used to be really hyper feminine as like a kid, and then when I was about 12, I went super masculine, like cut my hair super short. In high school, I like shaved my head, and like it was like a very, like a statement.
I don't know, I think it's kind of weird that people try to put boys and girls into like these specific stereotype boxes when you like look at young kids, and like sometimes you can't tell like if it's an actual boy or a girl. They look so similar.
I really enjoy performing femininity. I enjoy like stereotypical feminine things. For example, I really love putting on makeup, and I see it as kind of an artistic expression. A lot of people see gender and sexuality as very mixed, and I had a time when I felt like I might be gay, and it just really frustrated me that a lot of my friends wouldn't make room for me, and my parents and my family wouldn't make room for me not to be, because they assumed that because I'm a girl, I am into men.
I think womanhood has a lot to do with the perceptions of others placed upon you and the way that you handle them. For me personally, it was a lot having to do with race, being Latina, and kind of figuring out where I fit in terms of who I wanted to be and the stereotypes that were kind of surrounding me.
Womanhood is embracing everything that comes with being a woman, all the hardships, all the pain. I feel like I'm still like a kid sometimes, but after going through like puberty, things change. People see you way differently, even if you don't think of yourself like that.
There's a narrative that there's like a good performance of femininity and a bad one, and a lot of times I feel pressured because I feel like I'm doing the bad one, and I think a lot of it was like from institutions, and a lot of it was from like guys I've dated and like my mom.
Going to church, I never really had like a lot of good church clothes, and I would always get like yelled at by my parents. So I'm tall, so everything on me would fit like shorter or smaller. So I would wear like what I felt comfortable in to church, and I didn't really care like what people thought about that. And I remember once, I think I was like in middle school, my dad would get so angry with me if like my legs were at least like a little bit open, like if he was manspreading next to me and I like slightly had my legs open, he would get so pissed.
I was on the bus yesterday, and this woman was just being harassed by this guy, and she kept moving up to the front of the bus, and he would follow her, and she like would move to the back, and then she had to like take out her pepper spray, and she was like a larger like 60-year-old woman who I would think of as a strong, or I saw her as a strong person.
The very end of my freshman year of college, I had a really horrific incident. Somebody assaulted me, and I was kind of so in shock and like completely terrified by it, and I didn't know how to deal with it. And the people who were around me at the time were not interested in my side of what happened at all. And I kind of had to look at myself and recognize that I had more worth and value beyond those people, and that I shouldn't have been degrading myself and my kind of wholeness as a human being just to have kind of acceptance. And so I pretty much just cut them off. And that was like a really strong moment for me where I kind of took control of my life and said that wasn't my fault and that I wasn't going to feel guilt for something that wasn't my fault.
I don't think any guy like wants to be seen as weak next to like a woman. No one wants to compromise their power. I mean, even the word pussy, like the slang term, it comes off from the word like pusillanimous, which means literally like weak.
We work so hard to like make other people feel accommodated, and I think that work is kind of unnoticed.
I can't tell you how many times in my life I've been told, even just recently, like, you're too angry. You need to distill your anger, which is most of the time very racially charged because it's a stereotype that, you know, Latino women are spicy, fiery, whatever. But my response to that now is kind of like, fuck you. I'm angry because I'm angry. Think about why I'm angry. Think about how I got here. On a daily basis, what do? I like go on the bus. I speak in Spanish, someone spits at me. I get a call from my mom that my uncle back in Guatemala got shot. Then I go home and I'm like, okay, well, I've got 6 hours of homework to do. And I've got to do this because I've got 20 people who need this money that I'm going to produce in order to get over here so that they don't get, you know, murdered by the rampant corruption and drug cartels and government like hitmen that are out there. It's erasure, and it's really disgusting to erase someone's experience